What's up, YouTube? It's Chase Bentley from Captain Charlie Bravo checking in with you. I'm currently sitting in my truck about to walk in and take my instrument written exam in instrument conditions at Civic Helicopters. And this is something I've been preparing for really the last year. I took my instrument ground school in January of 2020, shortly after getting my private license, and due to COVID and financial limitations and everything else that most of us have been dealing with, my training kind of slowed down a little bit, but I am ready to rock and start my training. So I want to get my instrument knocked out of the way. Been taking practice tests every day, scoring 100% on all these exams. And if there's ever been a time that I'm ready, it is right now. And I am super stoked, really pumped, totally ready, and gonna go in there and kill it, hoping for 100%. So wish me luck, and I'll check in with you guys in a few.
Alright guys, so before we get into the results of my instrument written exam, I wanted to take a minute to explain how I broke both of my wings. Now, some of you may know, but I use a one wheel to commute to and from work. Now, if you don't know what a one wheel is, it's essentially a personal electric vehicle that's somewhere between a unicycle and a skateboard. It's a pretty amazing little machine that you essentially just lean the direction you want to go, and voila, you're moving. While this machine is awesome, it does have some inherent dangers which I became all too familiar with just a few weeks ago. So I was on my way to work, cruising along, listening to some music, and the one wheel and I decided to get into an argument. An argument that I lost pretty badly. The one wheel wanted to go one way, I wanted to go the other way, and well, that ended up resulting in somewhat of a forced landing.
Top speed. Okay.
Now, before you get too worried, the one wheel is okay. Me, on the other hand, not so much. I ended up breaking my arms. Yeah, you heard right, both my arms. Now, obviously that's put my flying on pause. Now, not being able to fly doesn't have to be a prison sentence. So I thought I'd put together a video with some suggestions for aviators that might be experiencing a hiatus in their own flying. It could be for a number of reasons. It doesn't always have to be broken arms. It could be weather, financial reasons, changing jobs, airplane maintenance, and even COVID. But it doesn't mean you can't keep your head in the clouds. So here's 6 suggestions that I'd like to make to keep you focused on aviation in the downtimes. Number 1. Start that ground school towards the next rating that you're chasing after. It could be an instrument, commercial, multi, CFI, seaplane rating, whatever it is. You can put some time into the books and polish up your knowledge and add some extra skill sets to your pilot resume.
Dang it.
Number 2. Watch aviation accident investigation videos online. There are a lot of great resources out there like Blanco Lirio, Dan Greider, AOPA, Air Safety Institute that all do an amazing job of covering the aviation accidents of the past and what we can all learn from them. Now, flight training does a great job of preparing you for how to fly an airplane and what to do. But accident investigation shows you what not to do, and that very well might save your life when you get back into the airplane. This is always a great use of your time. Number 3. Get involved with your local EAA chapter. There's a huge network of people in the EAA. If you haven't already, join the organization. It's a great way to support them and an amazing way to link up with some of your local aviators. If you can't fly airplanes, at least you can talk airplanes with people who love to fly as much as you do. Number 4. Create or modify a flight survival bag. If you do any other kind of flying aside from your local airport-to-airport hamburger hop, it's likely that you'll be flying over some unfriendly terrain now and then. This can present a real problem if you're in a situation where you have a forced landing. A lot of the times, getting the airplane on the ground isn't the hardest part. It's surviving the elements that are below you. Now, do you have a survival plan? Do you have things that you do bring with you already? A couple of suggestions I could make would be like crankable flashlights, solar blankets, extra water, a knife or a firearm, a spot GPS, just to name a few. Every mission is going to have its tool requirements, and you should consider that before making your bag. As the old saying goes, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Number 5. Plan your next aviation adventure. When life gets busy, it can become really tough to plan an aviation adventure. With all this time on your hands, it can be really fun to find an airport near a place you've always wanted to visit and plan a trip. If you want to make it extra fun, bust out that old E6B, plotter, and sectional map and see if you can do it without ForeFlight. That's how you'll know if your skills are still sharp. And number 6, find a buddy to take you flying. If you can't fly, find somebody who can. If you hang around the airport or your flight club long enough, you'll be sure to find somebody who is willing to take you as a passenger.
Got room for one more if you still want to go to Aspen.
It may not be as fun as flying yourself, but the experience can serve as a great way to keep your skills sharp. And even with 2 broken arms, I can still work the radios. As you can see, there are a lot of great ways to keep yourself busy and build upon your aviation experience in the absence of flying. Now, as far as the instrument written test results are concerned, I passed. 93%. It's not quite the 100 that I was going for, but I'm not going to beat myself up about it. For those of you who have an instrument rating or are currently studying for an instrument, you know exactly how hard this stuff is, and I'm super proud of how I've done. If you've made it all the way to the end, let me start by saying thank you guys. It takes a lot to put these videos together, and every time you guys like a video, comment, subscribe, it really does help motivate me to continue to produce content for you. So if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when my next videos come out, and join me for my next aviation adventure. Thanks so much again for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.